The absolutely beautiful Notre Dame asset. This thing is gorgeous. It's huge too. It is not tiny. It is a big boy. It takes up a ton of space, and it's making this area very, very busy. I'm liking the way it's looking. We have some more parking facilities. We added a little bit more city services down here in this area and just made it a little bit nicer, you know, so that when you're stuck in traffic along the street, at least you got something nice to look at, like this shelter. We changed around a lot of our downtown today. We changed a lot of our medium density, and we either upgraded it into mixed use zoning or we went to our high density as well. Our downtown area, this is crazy. This is insane. It is it's busy. It's not busy. It's busy. We changed around this other side as well. We took out all of our row homes. We do have some row homes over here that honestly I forgot about, but a lot of the row homes are out of here and changed out for our high density or our mixed zoning on both sides. But guys, let's get in to the meat and the potatoes. Today's going to be a chill one. Today we're going to be taking a little bit of a step back from our mixed city face, and we're going to be directing our attention over to our downtowny McDowntowny face. It's going to be fun. We haven't spent a lot of love. We haven't given our downtown a lot of love in quite a while, and it needs it. Look at it. I mean, it looks pretty good, but it could definitely use some love. That is what we're going to be doing. The first thing that we're going to do before that, and this is kind of going to be how we move forward with, you know, McCity face for the time being, is we're going to come over here and we're going to rezone these areas that are screaming at us. Perfect. And then at the end of the episode, we're also going to come in, and any high rent signs, we are going to rezone those as well. All right, that is all the high rent signs over here. Perfect. So now we can look over into our downtown, and we are seeing a bit of a traffic jam over here, and that is okay because we're going to be fixing it up a little bit. The first thing that we're going to be doing over here really quickly, because I think that this will actually help the traffic, is we're going to change this from a 1 lane over into a 2 one-way directional this way, and then we're going to take this and go the other way. And that is just because we have a lot of turning and intersecting kind of stuff happening over here, and we just got to get rid of it. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to take this medium road and turn it into a bi-directional road up until this point right here. So this will be there. Perfect. And then we're actually going to flip it up to here as the other way. Amazing. So now we have these giant turn lanes if you want to turn in here, and then this other way if you want to turn over here. And I think that should help out our traffic over here in this area a little bit, but I guess, you know, really only time will tell for that. Okay, so the main thing that we're going to do, one more thing that I keep on forgetting about doing, is we're going to take our pedestrian street and we're going to upgrade our elementary school into, or the Primrose Street that is off the elementary school, into a pedestrian road. And that is just because this road will end up being super busy down the line for whatever reason they want to take this, because it's faster apparently. But anyway, yeah. So then we're going to come in here and we're going to change some pedestrian pathways. So we're going to take off the pathway here. We're actually going to take off the pathways up to here as well. We're going to keep in these two so that you can cross, and then we'll keep around the roundabout, but we'll take this one off. So now you can cross the street, come over here. If you're on this side, you can cross right here, and then you can cross over on this side, and you can also cross over here as well. I think that's going to make a little bit more sense, and honestly, I think we might take off this crossing as well because we don't need it. Perfect. Okay, so this will help the situation quite a bit. And then actually, sorry, we're gonna upgrade this to have no parking on the side. That's not the most important thing in the entire world, but in my head, it is very necessary. So we're gonna do it. Okay, so if we come into our zoning, kind of like what we've been doing over in McCity face, and we look at our medium density, or sorry, our row homes, all of these streets over here are all not great for row homes. They are bad suitability over here as well. And we're gonna be fixing that in this episode. It's just not good. We just gotta upgrade it. These areas are really great for row homes, and we're actually gonna be bringing over some row homes over here. But if we turn over to our low density, really bad for low density. So that's how we're gonna be doing this. So what I'm going to do is, honestly, we're going to come in and we're going to do kind of like a mass exodus of all of our row homes in this area. And to make ourselves feel better about that, we're actually going to move them over here. So we're going to come in here. We're going to take out all of these single family homes right like this. And then we'll bring in we'll pretend that we're like moving the row homes from, you know, our downtown area over into Springvilles. So let's actually start this process right here, and then we'll move over into our downtown. So we'll start this, we'll do our 1x1s right across here. Perfect. Amazing. And then we'll come in here and we will do our ginormous sweep. I love the way that these look in these neighborhoods as well. I just think it looks really cool. And then we have this little area here. We have our outdoor gym. We're not gonna change things up too much over here. We will add a playground right beside it. Perfect. And then we'll just do like a couple trees over here just to make it look like, you know, it's its own little thing. So we'll do like an oak tree right in the middle, and then we'll do some apple trees around it if we can fit them in. Perfect. I think that's going to look quite nice. And I want to make sure these are all 6x1s. Perfect, perfect. So now we can come over here and we can change some stuff up. If we look, these are all really bad for row homes. For medium density, they're not the worst in the entire world. And then for mixed housing, these are more than good for mixed housing. So what we're gonna do before we start to zone these areas, I'm gonna let these kind of like take themselves out, but we're gonna look at areas that are really bad for medium, like right here, and we're going to rezone right over here. So we'll take this out and we'll take that out, and these are gonna be ginormous buildings. You know, we'll kind of live with it because, you know, that's what we're doing. And then we'll look. This area right here could probably be high density as well. So I think that if we come over here and we change all of these buildings to be high density, I think that that could look good. It's not going to want to grow in, but I think that'll be okay. And then I want to change this area right here as well. So what I think we'll do is I'm going to do, these are low rent homes. And in the downtown, I just don't think that you would have these low rent homes beside all of these ginormous skyscrapers. What we really need to do is change these, like create a low rent housing situation somewhere. I know we have one over here, but it would be cool to do like an actual kind of complex thing. I think it would look really cool. But for now, we can look at this area and just say like, you know what? It doesn't actually make a whole ton of sense to have a low density build. So we'll take this out. And then while these build in, what I think we're going to do is we're going to put a mixed use right in the middle of those two big ones. And then we'll probably do mixed use all on the other side as well. Maybe actually, now that I say this out loud, I think it could be kind of cool if we do one high density right in the middle here. Perfect. And then what we actually, I wonder how big these, because we might do, honestly, is put a alleyway in the back. I think that could look quite cool. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And now we got some stuff going on. While these buildings are going up, we're gonna put this in fast speed. And the main reason for that is it's winter, and winter kind of sucks, honestly, sometimes. And it will help kind of clear out traffic in these areas and make things move a little bit faster. These buildings will come up and it'll look nicer. So you may be noticing this one row home. This is a signature building. I think it would be really cool if we keep it in here, to be honest with you. Now, what that means is that putting two high density buildings right beside it will probably look pretty dumb, but I think adding like some mixed housing around this building, I think it could look really, really cool. So that's what we're gonna do. We'll add some mixed uses around this, and it will just kind of like it'll fit together and look quite nice, look kind of cool, look kind of like a busy, bustling city. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is I'm gonna leave this parcel empty. These parcels, what we may do is, if we look, this underground parking is full. We have a parking lot over here. It's going to be extremely full. I like what we did with this lane over here, and that we kind of put like some skyscrapers around it. I think we're going to continue that trend through here. So what we'll do is we'll do some high density along this street right here. And honestly, maybe, yeah, we'll do some high density along this street right here. And then we're going to add an alleyway. We'll add a small parking lot outside of it, and these want to go on the wrong side. Slightly annoying. So I'm going to take this out and let these rebuild in. Perfect. I just need one more. Then we'll have high density around here as well. And we'll sprinkle in some mixed use, or even honestly, we could probably put in some actual high density commercial as well. it is what it is. I don't think we're going to get the building that I'm looking to spawn. But then we'll take this alleyway and we'll put it right back here. Perfect. And what I'll end up doing is it took out this building for whatever. Don't know why. But what we'll end up doing is we'll come in here with our road services and we're going to turn off our pedestrian pathways. And I think this will just look interesting. And then over here, adding too many of these right beside each other might not look ideal. So what we'll do is we're going to do some larger mixed housing, and then we'll put in some, honestly, this area isn't awful for medium density. So we'll put in the largest medium density building that we can, and then we'll put in a couple high density ones. Perfect. And hopefully that'll kind of look a little bit natural in that area. And then we can come over here. So over here, we're going to be kind of switching things up a bit. We have a traffic jam over here. So many people are just trying to get into this parking lot that is already completely packed. Yeah, we need to add much more parking in these areas. Okay, so what we're going to be doing over in this area is if we look at our parks, all right, we go to our landmarks. We only have one landmark down. I would like to place another landmark in our city. And I think the downtown would be a good spot. And I think that this would be a really cool area for it. We can add a few things right beside it that I think would make sense in this lower density area, but I think that that would look really, really cool. So that's what we're going to do. We are going to have to de-zone this entire block right here, take out all of these buildings. We'll have to take out these parks, unfortunately, and then this path. But I think this is going to be a really cool project. It's also right beside a bus lane. This is a bus lane, right? Yeah, right beside a bus lane, so it works out nicely. But what we're going to be putting here is actually, I'm thinking the Notre Dame. Now, it doesn't want to snap to where I want it, but I mean, I want it off of Bedford Street. I actually don't want it off of Bedford Street, but for whatever reason, it's not really working. I would like to do a pedestrian path right over here that kind of comes here, and then we can do some decorating right across here. And then off of this street, this is where we put it. Now, it doesn't want to do that for whatever reason, so we have to turn off snapping, rotate it ourselves. And then place it. And it's not working because we actually have to take this road and we have to bring it a little bit closer. So we'll put it here, and this should be able to fit now. Yes, it does. Amazing. We'll line it up as best as we can, and we'll place it right here. Amazing. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Looks really, really cool right here. It's just a nice little amenity for the city to have, right? Like, we got to place more of these down. I think it makes sense. The other option would be like, I'm going to call this the CN Tower. The CN Tower, or maybe the National Art Gallery, although this building is a monster. So it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, but I think that this is quite nice here. Adds a little bit of character, and yeah, I quite like it. So what we'll end up doing is this area right here, not great for medium density, pretty good for mixed housing, and then our high density is kind of where it like will live. This area should probably be a little bit more high dense as well. So what we'll do is I'm going to let these buildings disappear, and then high density buildings will come in as they please. But then over here, I think we'll do a mixture of mixed use zoning over here. Perfect. I think that'll look nice. And then right here, this is where we're going to add a little bit of a complex that I think is going to look really, really cool. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to come into our alleyways, and we're actually going to upgrade this road to be an alleyway. Don't know why we never thought of that, but here we are, and we'll be fine. Then we're going to take this alleyway. We're going to cut off this street right here, and we're going to take this and rotate in. So we're going to do 180, and we're going to turn off everything but snap to guidelines. Perfect. And we'll go straight line, and we're going to come straight right in here. Perfect. Now, what we're going to end up doing, because this is going to be really busy over here, and like I said before, all of our parking lots are completely packed. What we're going to do is we're going to add another parking lot off the side here. So off this street, we're going to send this road out all the way over here. Perfect. And we're going to add a underground parking lot. We're going to turn back on snapping. We're going to add this right off of the side here. Perfect. And then we'll actually take this and we're going to send this straight. Perfect. Just like that. Awesome. And now we have a nice little parking lot over here, and this should help. And then we'll using our pathways, we'll connect these areas right here just so that they can cross over here. Perfection. And also just a little bit more connectivity in here. If you're on these roads, you can come right in here. Different parts of the city. I think it makes a little bit of sense. Then what I want to do over here is I would like to do something a little bit different. So if we come into our telecom communications, we zoom out, it's pretty bad, to be honest with you. It's great over here, decent over here. In our downtown, it's not great. We do have these 2 towers, and then we have this server farm. And if we were to just like build another tower, it really would not help all that much. If we were to build a server farm, it would help quite a bit more, but it's quite large, and just placing one in the downtown, like plopping it down, seems kind of silly. It would honestly make a little bit more sense to put it over in our Schooly McSchool face, but I digress. We'll probably end up putting one over here, realistically, once we kind of change around our forestry industry. But what I would like to do is if we come in here, there's a satellite uplink. So I believe this costs 8 points. Yeah, 8 points. So I'm going to unlock it right now. Perfect. And what I would like to do is place it down right here. So this doesn't actually change any of the like obviously it doesn't change any of the network or anything, but once we place this, it says that there's a 20% network capacity. There's also a 10% attractiveness to the city and a 50% entertainment to the city citywide. So I think that that's really cool. Not that we're really not lacking in anything, you know, the only thing is there's high noise pollution in our city. I think it would be a cool place to put it. It's on these alleyway roads. It's kind of like, you know, there's a lot of side streets over here. I think it makes a little bit of sense. So that is what we're going to do. What I think I'll do though is we're gonna send this like right here and then put it off of this street. Perfect, just like that, just kind of off to the side. And now I know that we're downtown, but it's facing straight up. It doesn't, if it goes this way, there's no buildings that gets in its way. So I think it's fine, I do. But yeah, so that is pretty much it for this area over here. We will have to come back and do a little bit of landscaping, but for the most part, I kind of like how it looks. And now we can come back in here and look at our medium density. It actually looks like it's pretty decent around here. So we don't really need to worry. Over here, it's starting to look much worse. So these are all medium density. We're going to change these into high density, and then the same thing over here as well. These are all medium density. Change these up. And honestly, these buildings are high density, but I think that they should be bigger. These were like our first high density buildings, and you can tell because they're very, very small. So I would like to change them up and make them a little bit larger. Hopefully that actually works the way I would like it to. We see a big one right here. Perfect, perfect. The next thing I'd like to do is, because I'm noticing that we're having a lot of traffic over here, lots of traffic here, and I'm looking down over here, and I think it all kind of connects to the same spot. We're going to put a roundabout right here. I think that should hopefully help with the traffic issue that we're seeing over here. We're just seeing a lot of trucks come to this cargo hub, which is cool. I'm glad that they're using it, but lots and lots and lots of traffic over here. We see this backing up quite a ways away, and we're seeing a little bit of traffic down here as well. But I think that with some of the fixes that we made, these will go away eventually. It's just kind of letting the city run its course. I'm also seeing some lights in places. We're going to turn off lights in most areas. Perfect. Probably just have a lot of pedestrians crossing using the things. We might even think about like building a bridge somewhere as well. That could be an option. I'm going to take out these buildings because I don't think they make a lot of sense around here. Perfect. Awesome. Yeah, okay, so I like the way our downtown is looking. Again, I'm gonna come over into our medium density and see if there's any buildings that don't make a whole ton of sense. These are all fine. These are all high density around here. These are medium density, but I think that that's okay. It's green around here as well, so I'm not too worried about it. And then the next area that we have to work on is over here. Yeah, these row homes are not looking good anymore. We're not so worried about putting medium density over here, but definitely for our row homes, definitely not looking good over here. I'm also noticing this is still underwater and it's winter right now. This would be a freaking skating rink, which is insane. I don't know how to fix that, to be honest with you. I do not. I thought we did fix it. I wish we had move it because I could just grab this node and raise it a bit and we would be fine. That just honestly kind of sucks. So we're going to come in here and we're going to be taking out these houses. We'll D-zone all the way over to here. And now I want to look at our bus paths. Okay, so we have a bus that comes down here, and then we have buses that come over here. So if we're going to take out a road, it makes the most sense to take out Linden Street, which kind of wraps all the way around. And now you may be wondering, why do you want to take out a road? Well, I like the soccer field right in the middle of all this high density. It would be really cool if, like in Japan, you could put a soccer field on top of a building, but you can't, and that's okay. So I would like to add a big park over here. And what I'm thinking about adding is a football field. The only thing with the football field is that it's quite large. So we would have to take out this road. Not a huge deal. Oh, damn. But I think we're going to do it. So we'll take this road out, which is what I meant to do, and now we can place down this football field. Unfortunately, it looks like there's a bunch of water over here and we can't place it on the water. So we'll have to come into our terraforming and we'll have to shift the terrain around a bit. Just like that, and we'll end up changing it afterwards. I know it obviously will look really, really bad right now, but I think it'll be fine. And then we'll place it off of Briar Rose Street. Perfect, right in the middle here. And then we can come in with our level terrain tool and we can level it out. And what I'll actually do is I'll soften it up around here as well, just so that it looks a little bit normal. Perfect, just like that. And then we'll come in here. And what I would like to do, I think it would look cool, is just adding some high density around our football field. High density commercial. I think it would look really cool, to be honest with you. Like if you were sitting at a restaurant in the top, you could like look down. I don't know. I just think it would be cool. And now for the rest of over here. So we have our fire station, we have our police station. Two things that I actually would like to do over here is I want to upgrade these fully maxim right out. Like now that we're seeing some crazy density over here and our traffic is getting insane, I think it would make sense to have completely maxed out police and fire. So both of these do have a building that connects off of the side. We're not going to add the extra jail because I remember like when we built this the very first time. Oh my God. Damn, car literally burned down into ashes on the street. That is insane. We said that we weren't going to add the jail. If we wanted to add a jail, we were just going to build a prison. So we won't bring that, but we are going to do an extra garage, have more police cars, and we're also going to build a helipad. I think it'll just help. I think it'll look cool. And we're going to do the same thing for the fire station. So we won't do the disaster respond unit, but we will do the training facilities as well as the garage extension and the helicopter pad. It wouldn't be the worst idea to add this in. The only problem is that we have this bus lane that goes all the way around, and it would just be dumb to make it go even farther around. Let's look at our buses. Let's look at our disaster response. We actually don't have anything other than the fire station. I don't think we need it. I'm not too worried about it. But I just wanted to, the main thing was I just wanted to upgrade these because it's going to get very busy around here and it would just make sense to have them in the city. Now, over here, now we can kind of finally put down these buildings. So like we saw, the row housing, not great. And even our medium density, not good either. We can change a lot of these buildings out for medium density, for high density. I think that would make a lot of sense. So we'll come over here and we will do that. We'll keep in our mixed zoning because as we saw, these are still all green all over there. And what we'll do is we'll do some mixed zoning over here. Actually, we'll take this out to about here and we'll do our nice little alleyway back here where we can put a parking lot off from it. Perfection. And these are spawning. Okay, that works. I was going to say these are spawning on Forest Lane, but they're kind of both on Forest Lane and then Briar Rose Street as well. So I'm not too worried about it. And then in this area, we'll probably do a little bit more high density because we have these office buildings over here. And we actually haven't built any office buildings. So maybe we do some more of those as well. Perfect. Just a little bit of variation over here, but making sure that it all makes a lot of sense. And now the main thing that I wanted to do that we have done over in our downtown area is taking out our row homes. Unfortunately, they just don't make a lot of sense. And one thing I wanted to check out was how does this row home look beside these commercial spots? It actually looks pretty cool. Definitely looks out of place. but I think it looks cool, and it's so hard to see. Oh my god. I think that looks really cool, actually. Yeah, I like the way that's looking. I think that's awesome. So now we'll zoom out. I'm going to turn it down just to 1 for right now because we're in April, and the snow is going to melt soon, so we're not too worried about that. All right, so the next area that I'd like to focus on, and these are huge buildings. They look a little too out of place. Damn it, I don't like those. Okay, so we're gonna fix these really quickly. And how we'll do this is let's dezone them. Yeah, let's dezone them all. That just kind of sucks. We'll do this one as well. We'll take these out. These are just absolutely ginormous buildings, which is just kind of a shame. We'll take this out. It's not that they don't make sense. Like in our downtown core, totally makes total sense. But like as we start to taper down, I just can't. You know, I just can't. But maybe if we do 2 buildings right beside each other, 2 high density, those will look a little bit better. And then over here, what we could do is maybe like a mixed use zoning. I think that would make a little bit more sense. And then over here, we'll do some smaller ones, and then we'll do like a large mixed use, and then we'll do this guy right here, and these are all going to go off of Linden Street. That's fine. We can do it like that. And I hope that this will look a little bit more realistic. If it doesn't, I don't know. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But the next area that I want to focus on, if we come in here and we look, these streets right here are not great for medium density. So we're going to start changing these up. So I believe that these are high density. These are high density along here, these smaller buildings. But these guys over here, these are going to be medium density. So let's come in here and change these up. And what I'm going to do, same kind of idea, is we're just going to make sure that a little bit smaller buildings spawn in here so that they make a little bit more sense. So we'll do like this building, come in here. We'll do like that, cool. And then we'll do a couple 3s, and then we can do a larger one like off of there. And I think that just the mixture of buildings will look better. Even if they're all tall, it will just look a little bit more natural. And then we'll come in here. So what I would like to do is we have a few more development points. Really quickly, we're gonna look, how are our parking lots doing? Absolutely full, absolutely full, absolutely full. Everything is super full right now. So I think it wouldn't be totally unreasonable to get the automated parking building. Let's unlock it. Now the thing with this building is on its own looks super weird and futuristic. It looks cool, but it just looks a little odd. But in like a dense city area looks pretty cool. It's also like in between these skyscrapers size and the medium density. So I think that if we put this like somewhere on the way down of our density or of our height of buildings, I think it could look really cool. So I think that's what we're gonna do. Now the main thing is like where we're going to put this thing. If we look at our lines, we have a line here and we have a line here, which means we can't take out Pearl Street. And now this thing is a little bit too large, but we could take out Holly Street. So I think that's actually what we're going to do. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. So before we do that, I'm going to dezone all of this, take out Holly Street, take out all of these houses. I'm going to leave the park in for now, but then we're going to place this guy in and see how big it is. Yeah, so we'd have to take out Holly Street. We could turn it into a lane, to be honest with you. And maybe we should have done that before we just took out all of our infrastructure. Yeah, probably should have done that. That's fine. And it's also right beside this parking lot, which is already full. So it's fine. Yeah, so we'll put this off of Pearl Street. And what I think we'll do though, right, just to make sure that it's not completely just off, we're going to take an alleyway that comes back here. And then we're going to have an alleyway that comes right here. And now we'll place this guy right here. And it just, the main reason is it just adds a little bit of separation away from the main street. You'd have to come down here. And also you could literally just cross, you know, you come in here, it's all full. Ideally, you could come right through here and you check out this area and, you know, hopefully it's not completely full. It has double the capacity. It will probably get very full. I'm also noticing some row homes over here. This is an awful spot for row homes. So we're going to redo these as mixed zoning. And then we'll come in here and now we can kind of zone this area up as well. So we'll do some high density, some mixed zoning off of this road. We'll do like, perfect. Just a little bit of variation in there. And honestly, we probably should be adding some offices too. So let's add some offices around here. Just for the little tiny bit of variation. Perfect. Awesome. Cool. Cool. Looking cool down here. So these are mixed use. And then we do have some medium density over here. And these were actually some of our first medium density buildings, which is so cool. I almost want to keep them. But the city's getting full and these look out of place. Oh, do I pull a Toronto and just destroy these historical monuments? Not monuments, but historical buildings in place of higher density? Maybe this is my Toronto coming out of me, but I think that we're going to, which is just honestly kind of a shame. But I think the density will look good over here. It's just taking them out that kind of sucks. It is what it is. We still do have some of our old historical buildings. We'll survive, okay? We'll survive. All right, so as we let this go, we are going to come back into these areas that we've already built, and we're going to do some nice little landscaping around here. So I'll take out these trees before we do it. All right, so now we can look over here, looking really, really nice. Actually, I might put a few more trees just right over here, but this is pretty much it. I like the way it's looking. I think it's looking snazzy. And yeah, we got a little something going on. We also have a little bit of a traffic jam going on as well. That's fair. It's busy down here. All these guys look like they're going into the university and then they're turning off of here. That makes absolutely zero sense. But now that this street looks like it's, why are people turning in here? That doesn't make any sense. Seems like there's some routing issues that are going wrong. This is a bus. Why is the bus? Do we have a route over here? We do not have a route over here. Origin, way over here. Okay. It seems like we have a bit of some routing problems in our city, but that's fine. That is not that'll get fixed over time. Not too worried about it right now. But the main thing that I wanted to do was just add a little bit of life to these areas over here. You know, we changed them up a lot, and I just want to make sure that they're looking good. You know, and I think that they are. This looks like, you know, it's it's getting a lot of traffic. It's very busy around here. Such a beautiful asset. It looks really cool. I want to check out this area over here. Only halfway full. That's really cool. This guy's super full. Yeah, but I'm liking the way this is looking. I am liking the way that this is looking. That's actually where we're gonna call it for this episode as well. If you made it this far and you liked the video, like the video. If you love the video and you're not subscribed, what are you doing, man? Subscribe down below. Let me know in the comment section what you think of our changes in our downtown. Did we go a little bit too overboard with the high density? I refuse to believe it. But let me know in the comments, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Peace out.